I'm Cub Llewellyn-Davis. I'm the charity sector lead at the National Cybersecurity Centre. I'm the voice behind the series of webinars that we've done with Charity Digital on how charities can better protect themselves from cyber attacks. And I'm here to explain why charities are at risk from cyber attacks and where they can go for help. Cybersecurity is the way that we protect our devices, our networks and our services and the information that's contained on them from either theft or damage. And really simply that just means putting in place measures that stop criminals from getting at them, stop people accidentally damaging or deleting things, and generally just protecting the data that we hold on people and the money that is within charities. Charities are at risk simply because they hold funds, they hold personal, commercial and financial data, and in some charities they also hold intellectual property. All of those things have a monetary value to criminals and could put charities at risk. It's not just charities that are at risk from cyber attack. Their businesses and government are also at risk, but unfortunately a lot of charities don't see themselves as a potential victim of cyber attacks. Around 44% of charities just don't see themselves as being vulnerable to this kind of incident. Charities are primarily at risk from cyber criminals, and it's a bit of a general term, but essentially it means anyone that's motivated by money. The biggest aim of going after either a business or a charity is making money for themselves. They see it as a career in some cases. When they go after organisations, for them it's a bit of a cost-benefit analysis. If we make it just a little bit more difficult, it's no longer worth it for them. It will take them more in their time and resource than it will that they'll actually get out of it. There are others, so there is the insider threat, people who are maliciously trying to cause damage to the charity that they work for, either because they're disgruntled or they don't particularly want to be working there anymore. And then you have inadvertent insiders, so those people who, not through any intentional act, are actually putting the charity at risk. And those are sort of people that either have weak passwords or are giving out a bit too much information online. We talk a little bit about some others in a threat assessment that we did of the charity sector. Ones like nation states, and it might seem a little bit odd that other countries are specifically going after charities, but a lot of the time they don't realise that it's charities. So if you take the WannaCry attack from 2017, it was widely kind of reported as nearly taking down the NHS, but it wasn't an attack on the NHS. It's just that they were particularly vulnerable, and so were a number of other charities who hadn't put in place the single patch that would have protected them, and that attack was attributed to North Korea. So it's not that likely, but we have seen nation-state attacks causing some damage to charities. We're seeing quite a few different types of incidents affecting charities. The most common one is those phishing emails, sometimes called spam emails. They're the ones that come into your inbox. They are mimicking suppliers that you work with, well-known brands, like banks or major retailers and things like that. And they're trying to get you to do one of a number of things, either download an attachment, click on a link, or respond with some urgency to perhaps an ask for payment on an invoice or something. We also see, and often started from a phishing attack, things like ransomware. So that's where someone will put a piece of malicious software onto your charity's systems and it'll lock everything down. They normally then ask for a ransom to be paid, often in Bitcoin or some other type of cryptocurrency, in exchange for a magical key that will unlock it. A lot of the time they don't have the key. It was a completely random attack and they were just hoping to get as much money from it as possible. But we are seeing those affect charities as well. And a lot of the time we're seeing the traditional kind of bank mandate fraud where someone will intercept an invoice or send you a fake invoice that looks like it's from your normal supplier, but they change the bank details on it. And we have seen charities lose tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, through that kind of attack where they've thought they're paying a legitimate supplier, but actually that money's gone straight into the hands of criminals. The easiest place is the National Cybersecurity Centre's website, but we're also working with a number of partners because we know not everybody wants to start off by going to government. We're working with Charity Digital to make sure that all of that information is available through their website and a series of webinars that take you through the steps in our guidance. But everything you need to know is contained within that guidance, whether you're a small charity, a medium charity, a large charity, or even if you're not a charity at all. we've got advice that is very similar for businesses, for public sector organisations as well.